think that that's something big that they have to try and figure out. How can we continue to push in the fourth quarter and keep our momentum going and not let go of that rope? Uh, but there is one thing I want to talk about. I know a lot of people are saying, people overlook the Miami Heat. I can see what they're saying in terms of the playoffs, especially after they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. But at the same time, there's a reason why they were the AC, and they even lost their playing game to the Atlanta Hawks, the first playing game. And I think, and I definitely understand why people are saying that they were overlooked, but they were overlooked for a reason, and that's because they were the AFC and they did not have a great regular season. They honestly, it's really amazing how they flipped the switch in terms of their shooting. I think that's the biggest difference from them in the regular season and then the postseason. They're just able to hit shots. They've always been tough. They've always played really good defense. Jimmy Butler has always been, that guy that could take you there if you put him in position to be able to steal a game or win a tight game. But they just didn't shoot the ball well, and they did have some injuries here and there over the course of the season. But they were AFC for a reason, and I don't know if I completely agree with people just overlook them coming out of the regular season. I think there was a reason why most people didn't have them making it this far before game one of the first round. Now, looking at them after the first round, I think that from that point on, especially when you look at how they were shooting the basketball in the first round, they were a team that you could say could make it to the finals, the NBA finals, not just the conference finals, but the NBA finals. And I think that that's what we came into the season thinking, based off of their performance in the Eastern Conference Finals last year against the Boston Celtics. We thought that this team, if they can continue to do what they're doing and possibly add some pieces or whatever the case may be, that they can make it to the finals, because they came really close to it at game 7. They one shot that Jimmy Butler had, if he had made that one, they would be going to the NBA finals last year. So I think, there's a balance between it. I think after the first round, if you didn't think that they could make it to the finals, I see what you're saying. But before the playoffs even started, even looking at the playing game, it didn't look too good. And I don't think you can blame people for saying or thinking that the Miami Heat were not a favorite and to win or to make it to the finals, but before game one of the first round. So
Yeah, definitely. You have to go based off of what you see in the regular season, and I think that's one thing that the Nuggets are very are kind of frustrated about, because in their point of view, they've been the number one seed all year, yet people
mhm.
still, pick Phoenix against them. I know in the sports book they were a favorite, but it was a slight favorite over the Lakers. But a lot of people are saying they would like to. I mean, they see the Lakers winning the series, and I mean they feel slighted, but I feel like this is the opposite. Like y'all were like clearly the number 8 seed and clearly struggling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had a tough time against Atlanta, even though Atlanta did what they did against Boston. Nobody expected y'all to lose that game, but y'all did. So, then your expectations go lower even more. So, this whole thing about nobody believed in us and all that stuff, I feel like it's a little, out of context. But at the end of the day, they're using it to field them. Use whatever you need to use, and you're proving everybody wrong, which is the big thing.
Yeah.
And we're all here for it. You know what I'm saying? We enjoy watching the Heat, go against the odds and, pull off these upsets and perform well. Um, but also like kind of similar to the Lakers, this isn't really the same team though, kind of. They lost Tyler Hero, lost Victor Oladipo, and they added Kevin Love, which helps stretch the floor, gives them another big body. They were
Mhm.
not this
Yep.
big before they acquired him.
And
So
another shooter.
yeah, he's another shooter that can space the floor. And with all these other guys, maybe minutes are a factor. Duncan Robinson was not playing at all. He's playing now. That's definitely gonna contribute to your shooting. This first game, he only had 6 minutes, but he's still a threat out there. That's spacing that they're gonna have to pay attention to. That allows more driving lanes for guys like Jimmy Butler. It it entices other guys to step up, like Kyle Lowry, Bam, to be more aggressive. Max Strus, he's a good shooter. He's maybe more aggressive. Gabe Vincent. So it's a different team, and you got they basically had a change of roster down the stretch, getting Kevin Love out of the buyout. Victor Oladipo got hurt in the playoffs. Tyler Hero got hurt in the playoffs. So this roster has kind of shifted, in a very short span, and it's resulting in it has good results. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little out of context when people say they overlook Miami. Me personally, I always liked Miami in a matchup against Boston. I thought this was going to be a first round matchup, but it wasn't. Um, and reason being, obviously, the history. This is the third time they faced each other in the playoffs. Very familiar. Eric Spoelstra, who we're all saying is the best coach in the game. Like I said, very familiar with the two stars, and the way the roster is filled out is a little different, but the core is essentially the same. So he knows what works best for his guys. And it's a rookie coach on the other end who has shown a lot of inexperience in times, kind of shown a lot of um emotion of how, the team is being critiqued. That's another story. Um, so it's no should be no surprise to anybody that Miami is doing what they're doing. I honestly feel like this will be Boston's worst matchup, honestly, just because a lot of things that Boston lacks are strengths for Miami. So just with the intangibles, obviously Boston's more talented. I feel like they can even be a better defensive team than Miami is with the skill. Obviously, they're on a tear last year defensively, but Miami is just has those intangibles that you kind of wish you would see um, from specific guys and the whole team on Boston and with the coaching too. So.
Yeah. And I don't want this to come off as, me being a I don't know, Miami Heat hater. I love watching the Miami Heat, especially this version. And I actually thought that they had a really good shot before the season even started to make a really good run in the playoffs and possibly even get to the finals. It's just that based off of what I saw in the regular season, I don't think it's fair to say, people overlook them coming into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But what they're doing is amazing. That doesn't take anything from it. AC making it to the conference finals and having a chance to make it to the finals. I don't even know if there's been an AC that has made it to the finals ever. So,
Group of seven
um,
with I think it was Houston and Akeem and Kenny. I think they were
mhm,
the lowest seed to make it and win it, but this is
yeah,
new territory.
yeah. So I love this version of the Miami Heat where they're knocking down shots, they're playing really good defense. They have Jimmy Butler as their lead guy. I really like Jimmy's game. And honestly, you asked me this question, who's the best player in the Eastern Conference Finals right now? And I said Jimmy Butler, because I think he affects winning more than any other player on that, on either team. Now, who's more talented? I think Jason Tatum. I think you can even argue that Jaylen Brown is more talented than Jimmy Butler, but in terms of the production and who affects winning, I think I'll take Jimmy Butler all day over anybody in that series. So
And he's arguably doing it with less. I mean,
yeah,
6 undrafted guys, I think 5 of them are getting
yeah,
real minutes. So
yeah, yeah. And honestly, I don't even like. um, you know, talking about the undrafted guys in that light because people say they're doing it with undrafted guys, but those guys are balling. Like Gabe Vincent is balling, Max Strus is balling. You know, Duncan Robinson. I don't think he got drafted. He's been playing very well and balling. So I I think it's great to say that, but make sure it's in the positive light. And I know you weren't trying to say it in a negative light, but I just think it's important to say like those guys are doing their thing, they are balling. So yeah, no, I love watching this version of the Miami Heat. It's just I just think it's unfair to say people overlook them coming into the playoffs. Like if you want to say after the first round, cool. I can get that, but I don't know. That's just something I heard on TV and other places that
Yeah.
I was like, well, they were an AFC for a reason, you know.
Yeah. We could very well be saying what's the word? Mischiefs or underappreciated
Mischief,
NBA. Yeah, mischiefs finals with the Denver
I
Nuggets.
guess.
A lot of people say are underappreciated, and the Miami Heat underappreciated. Both beating the two most storied franchises in the league to make it to the finals. And I honestly think it would be pretty entertaining. Now, me personally, I want the Lakers to win. I would like to experience another Lakers and Celtics finals, but I wouldn't mind playing, the Heat, or if it's, Denver and Miami or Denver and Boston. I think any matchup would be a great finals. But that's just another cool thing to think about. Like the two underappreciated teams have a really good chance to, make history. It would
Yeah,
be Memphis
yeah,
first, Miami the first 8 seed. Um, so yeah. If the respect wasn't there, the respect definitely is there now. So everybody can be happy. Everybody can, feel appreciated and recognized. So but
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, no, no.
we knew
It's
what
all
was up
good.
because
Yeah,
look, 35 from Jimmy Butler, 20 from Bam, 15 from Max Strus, 15 from Gabe Vincent, 15 from Caleb Martin, 15 from Kyle Lowry. Like that's production right there. So
yeah, yeah. They. I really like watching them play, and I think the Boston Celtics are going to come out and try and really, push the envelope and try and get game two. So it's going to be good basketball all the way around. I'm looking forward to seeing, them play this next game two, and then I'm looking forward to game three with the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. So